Welcome to another RES Wave SNX price action update. So you may have seen what's going on with SHIB, and I believe the same thing is going to happen to a lot of cryptos. We're going to see third of a third waves really start to kick off across the board soon. In terms of SNX, it looks like we are either just completed the wave two or are very close. So I'll get into that in just a bit. Just remember where we started for the green wave one. The green wave one had a low put in back in July 19th, roughly, and then we started one and then two. Okay, so that came after obviously the initial first and second waves from June. So one, two, one, two, and then another one, two, where we are now. Just so you're up to speed. So if I go to the 5 minute chart, you can see that we are starting to see a thrust up after this count that I have put in there has been completed. Okay, so we have an A, B, C, D, E, right? And the reason I believe this is true is because of not only we broke up above the start of wave E, but we're starting to get a bit of a push up now. So good timing there just to show that bit of price action there. I believe that this is finally the start of the big one. As I was talking about in my previous update, just preparing you ahead of time. So, obviously, using this methodology has brought us to this point where we can anticipate this move. My critical support still remains at 3.7. Once we break above all the highs, right, including the high from I think it was back in July, the end of July, then potentially critical support could be moved up to the end of that E wave there, which would be roughly around there. So obviously we just have to wait a bit longer. That would then reduce risk even more. But at the same time, this is still unfolding. Yes, there are other coins that are pushing hard, or they will push harder. Okay, so just remember, third of a third of a third wave would probably be the strongest move that there is. So if we don't see this thing shoot straight up the way that SHIB has recently today, then it's not a third of a third, right? It has to be completely impulsive, completely sharp, completely straight up. That's a third of a third wave. Okay, so right now we're looking at the potential beginning of that, and it's going to be very interesting, especially the way that this triangular pattern has caused the RES waves to be contained within. At one point, we did fall out of that triangle, but we came back in, popped back out the top, came back and retested that triangle, and then put in a low. Right, and you can see a really interesting hammer pattern there on the 5 minute chart. But like I said, it has to be sharp, it has to move fast, and it shouldn't take long to start to see this thing really push hard. So just a bit of an update on that really uh, continues on from all my previous ideas, which I'll link below in related ideas, or you can check out the links to those other videos on the profile. But yep, now is the time to expect a move. So I will be keeping an eye on this as much as possible, and probably over the next 24 to 48 hours, we should see the highs broken well and truly. and then we would have finally made sense of this head and shoulder type pattern with a continuation to the upside, right? So that's secondary. Obviously, it's all about the waves. I also believe there is another hidden, sort of like a mini hidden head and shoulders pattern in here. It's not as obvious, but if you could see where the 0.382 line is, we did have price perform this type of price action, right? Even though we did break above it here, it's still, in my opinion, like another sort of technical pattern that is very like another inverse head and shoulders pattern, similar to the other one before. So look, at this point, there's nothing to say that it's going to go down. Once again, I maintain my count. Uh, and obviously, if you've seen my last market update, I have, uh, I do expect all-time highs across the board in the stock market. I haven't posted anything recently for the stock market update because we still haven't seen those all-time highs. We are well and truly on the way, but hopefully sometime this week I'll put out another update on that. But I mean, everything still remains on track to get those, to get to those highs. So, yep, that's about it. Hopefully you found this video interesting and informative. Thank you for watching.